Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, issue number 10 from Marvel Comics. This is a moon-sized 250th issue spectacular. So I guess this is like the 250th issue of Moon Knight. 50 years. Damn, yeah, it has been 50 years, hasn't it? I remember Moon Knight's first appearance in Werewolf by Night. Obviously, I wasn't alive when it first came out, but I was a big Werewolf by Night fan, and like I read all the old issues, and I remember Moon Knight's first appearance. Crazy to see like where he's gone since then. But yeah, we start off this issue where the last one ended, where Moon Knight and his group have attacked Achilles Fairchild's glitter dust drug manufacturing plant, whatever you want to call it. They've destroyed his drugs. Achilles is pissed off, and he's talking to this guy. He's like, I might have been hasty turning you down like that. I thought I could handle him, but he's Moon Knight. You were right. I could use your expertise, whatever you want. And the person talking to him, I have no idea who this is. But basically, they tell Achilles to go F themselves, in a sense. He's just like, I told you, Fairchild, the only thing I want is Moon Knight. Just like I told you that if you turn me down, you were on your own. Which you did, and which you are. Enjoy Moon Knight. And then we get this like badass panel where we see Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight like flying through the sky with Reese. I think that's supposed to be Reese. And they're attacking Fairchild's main base. And Achilles Fairchild has gathered a bunch of Moon Knight's rogue gallery enemies to help fight off Moon Knight. So we have Cubis, we have Dead Zone, we have Jester, we have Killer Shrike, and yeah, we're just going to get a lot of fighting, which is kind of cool. It kind of reminds me a bit of The Raid in the sense where we just have Moon Knight and his gang fighting up like the building of Fairchild, like just fighting 4x4x4, and each floor they're coming across like different opponents. So we have like one moment which I will say kind of got a laugh out of me where Moon Knight is, he's about to come in through these double doors. So everyone has their guns trained on it. But then the elevator behind the henchmen open up. And we have 8-Ball, and 8-Ball just throws a bunch of 8-balls at them, which explode. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. It reminds me of the Moon Knight's random bullshit go, where he's just like throwing a bunch of random stuff. That's basically what this is, only it's 8-Ball throwing a bunch of 8-balls, which explode. And I was like, oh, sweet, they're like killing people. And it turns out that they're just rubber pellets. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is Moon Knight. Moon Knight doesn't have a problem killing people. So why does his team do? Especially if they're a bunch of henchmen. Like, I don't know. I was a little bit sad about that. I felt like that was kind of a cop-out. But yeah, we just get fights. We have like Dead Zone showing up. And he's going to be taking on Moon Knight. We have this weird thing where Tigra keeps saying that Killer Shrike is a creep because he has like a top knot, and I guess only pervs have top knots. And she says that again when this other opponent shows up. I'm not sure who this one is, but this one decides to focus on Tigra. So we have Hunter's Moon fighting Killer Shrike, we have Moon Knight fighting Dead Zone, and we have Tigra fighting this other dude who might be Zaron. And then of course we have a funny moment where we have Jester. And Jester is like, this is crazy. I don't want to fight any of Midnight Mission's psychos. I'm just going to like wait here and hide and pretend that I did something this entire time. Unless like an easy target comes. And then 8-Ball shows up. So Jester's like, alright, sweet. I get to fight a weak person. So we basically have like the two losers of the group fighting each other. And then we have this interesting moment where we have Cubis, who looks a lot different than what I remember. I've never really read much of Moon Knight's like solo stuff. Pretty much everything I've read with Moon Knight was when he was in Werewolf by Night. But I did see Cubis, might have been like in an article or something. It was like weird comic characters or something. I don't remember. But I remember Cubis was basically like a bunch of like weird random cubes. Like he looked like a Picasso painting. But now he's just a human dude wearing a Breaking Bad suit with the gas mask. So I guess he got a new look done. Is he human now? Because I don't think Cubis was human. At least he didn't look human. I saw him. But Cubis is like, yeah, I don't feel like fighting. I just want to watch Magnum PI. So, like, if you guys want to just, like, go after Fairchild, like, go for it, dudes. Like, I don't really care. I just want to watch my shows. Basically, his powers are that he emits this, like, pheromone that causes people around to go crazy. And he's like, you really think I want to, like, let that out when we're a bunch of psychos? Like, we got Moon Knight, we got Moon Knight's people, we got, like, people like Dead Zone. You really think I want to make them go even more crazy. Like, nah, that's nuts. Just, I want to watch my show. You guys want Fairchild. He's already paid me, so we don't got to fight. And so Soldier and Reese are like, oh, okay, well, I guess we won't fight then. So I was like, all right, that was kind of funny. So yeah, we have Hunter's Moon fighting against Killer Shriek. We have Moon Knight. He defeats Dead Zone by basically making Dead Zone attack an aquarium, and then his electric whips hit the water and shock him, and he gets knocked out. We have Jester like just chasing after 8-Ball. I guess it's supposed to be like a comedic fight. And then we got Tigra fighting against, I'm assuming this is Zaron. This is Maximilian Zaron, but I'm not like 100% sure. I'm only guessing it's Zaron just because he was one of the names listed from Fairchild. And I know all the other characters except for this one. And Zaron's the only one that doesn't like match someone. So I'm assuming this is him. But we have a cool moment where Tigra basically uses a bookshelf to like fall down on Zaron's weapons, which make him like disabled for the moment, and she just beats the crap out of him. And throughout all this, Moon Knight realizes that this is all just a distraction. Fairchild has used all this to try to make an escape, so I'm gonna go after him. Right before he can go after him, we see Hunter's Moon show up with the knocked out Killer Shriek, and he basically just chucks Killer Shriek out the building. Moon Knight immediately says, that was Killer Shriek, right? Hunter's Moon's like, yeah. He's like, brother, Killer Shriek can fly. He's like, oh, no one told me that. And then Killer Shriek just like breaks through the window and he comes back ready to fight again. It was a kind of funny moment, but it's also just kind of like, Hunter's Moon was totally down with killing this dude. So why were they having like rubber pellets earlier? But yeah, the fight continues and Moon Knight decides to go after Fairchild. And the great thing about this is we see Moon Knight and he confronts Fairchild. And Fairchild is like, so is this the part where you tell me it's over? And Moon Knight says, no, not yet. And Fairchild's like, oh, so round 2 then. We going to fight it out, you and me? And Moon Knight's like, this isn't a fair fight, Fairchild. It's an execution. And he pulls out the sword. It's like the only sword that can kill a Asgardian. So I was like, all right, this is cool. Where basically Fairchild thinks, oh, we're going to box each other, right? This is going to be round 2. And Moon Knight's like, nah, I'm just going to murder you. And there's more. I'm not going to spoil everything. I like this a lot. This was awesome. I'm loving the hell out of this series so far. And this is coming from someone who's a total noob when it comes to Moon Knight. Like, I've seen his Werewolf by Night stuff, obviously. I've mentioned this, I don't know how many times in this video already. But I know his appearance from there. But since then, there's been a bunch of changes. Like, they changed, like, his whole different disguises into now different personalities and all that stuff. I'm a newbie when it comes to this guy. But this series does a pretty good job of being pretty noob friendly. So anyone who wants to get into Moon Knight, this is a great jumping on point. I guess someone who, myself, is jumping onto Moon Knight and doesn't really know much about his backstory, I am not lost. Like, I'm able to follow this. Even things that I'm not familiar with, like Moon Knight sacrificing himself and all that stuff, and the Tigra relationship and things like that. They do a pretty good job of letting us know about it. Like, they give us just enough so that we can understand and follow the story, but they still leave a little bit out. So 1, it doesn't sound like an exposition lore dump, and 2, it makes you want to go check out previous stuff with Moon Knight to see like how all that stuff happened. Yeah, artwork is great. Fight scenes are cool. I love the characters and stuff. Like, this is awesome. I'm loving the hell out of this series so far. I'm hoping like it keeps going. This is one of those series where I don't want to see it end anytime soon. But judging by the cliffhanger, looks like we are setting up for a new arc. Yeah, looks like we're going to keep going with this, which is awesome. But yeah, this is a great series. I highly recommend it. This issue was fantastic. I highly recommend checking it out. But there you go. Moon Knight vs. Khonshu, issue number 10. It was great. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.